Welcome. Today I want to talk about how I use bank's money to take care of all my business expenses while my earned money are going into the bank and are available for any kind of investment or anything else that I need to do. Yes, this part is extracted out of a system that previously I've been training people how to pay off their home and reduce their interest on their home. So maybe in the future I will do that training, but this is just a small portion out of a bigger program that I utilize in this concept, as well as it allows you to categorize certain expenses in your business by certain cards. So let's begin. So first of all, you need to have at least one credit card. Preferably that credit card to be free of interest. Sometimes you do get offers in your mail that says, 12 months, 18 months of no interest, and then it goes to certain interest type. Even if you do not have one of those cards and you have a car, and your only option is to have a card with high interest, it's still okay. You just have to be a lot more careful than those that have no interest on their cards. So I'll give you guys an example. I have a Sam's Club card, some 20 something interest. I don't even care. I never use it to a point where I have to pay interest because my goal is I use the Sam's Club card to gas up at Sam's Club on my car, and about every 25 days, I'll pay the balance completely off. This allows me to use the card for 25 days, and when I pay it off, I pay no interest because I paid off the balance and there's no carryover into the next month. Also, you want to pay that amount off just right the day before the bills are being processed. So when the bill comes out, it always comes out with a balance of zero. Second, by using your credit, you're also building up your credit. Not as if quick as effective, as if you were only paying out 50% of the balance and leaving remaining 50% for them to charge interest on those money, because at the end of the day, banks are there to make money. And if you're not allowing them to make money, they're not going to be as positive towards your credit line compared to if you allow them to make money on you, but you don't break certain criteria. Like you don't use your limit of your credit more than 30% of the limit. And you pay everything on time, you pay at least a minimum and all of that stuff. So that actually helps you build a credit. I also have a Capital One card where with that card I pay rest of my business expenses. Like I had an alignment done, I paid it with that card. I had uh, balance done on my tires, as you guys see in the video. I paid with that card. And, and other expenses that are not fuel related are being paid with that card. So pretty much all the rest of my business expenses. And then of course, I have another card where I pay all my personal expenses as well. So, even though it's, separate topic from this video, but once you guys get an idea, I have another card that actually I pay all my personal expenses, everything that will allow me to pay with a credit and doesn't require a check. Now, when I receive the money, it goes into my personal business account. Those money I keep available for two things. First of all, to pay off my credit cards before the bill is due or before the bill goes out. And second, I try to also make myself of money available in case I need to uh, make a large purchase or do an investment. So those are the things that in my personal life right now that I use the bank's money. So pretty much, while I keep my money in the bank until it's I need to pay those credit cards, or I need to make an investment. Some of you might say, Slavic, but how can I use something for something that I actually owe money on, like a car, a mortgage, or a car loan or a mortgage, or any student loan? Now you want to actually look at that kind of and do some math and figure out what is your interest. Is your interest high enough where it's worth to pay it off? Well, that's number one. And number two, what will do be the impact of an interest savings over many years if you apply those money towards paying that loan? Now, in order to go that route, in Australia, they have a system called uh, one account. It's where all your money that you make go into that account, and also you buy your car, you buy your mortgage, any other that you get that against that account. So let's say you get a mortgage of 200,000. Right now, you have a negative 200,000, and every time you receive a paycheck, it deposits into that account by reducing your debt. And when you reduce your debt, you also impact the long-term interest amount, which on a $5,000 payment, you can actually impact the interest around $20,000, $30,000. Now, of course, throughout the month, you pay all your bills and everything out of that account. So this concept is very similar to what I'm teaching in my mortgage program, where you would actually open up home equity line of credit or personal line of credit, through which you would attach that to your bank account as an overdraft protection. So then you would actually run your bank account, and you would actually borrow the money out of your personal line of credit or home line of credit to pay your bills. And whenever you get any kind of income, you would deposit into the account and immediately apply it towards your amount. When that amount is getting to a point where it's getting small, you get another, borrow again a large amount, apply it towards your big, like a mortgage account, by reducing interest. And in the future, I'll create a video showing you guys the real difference in math calculation by making an extra $5,000 payment towards your large loan payment, and then using that smaller loan, we might have actually a lot larger interest. But end of the day, because you're depositing money and you're paying it up, and then you're actually borrowing money constantly against it, is what we're doing with credit. You can actually in long term save a significant amount of interest. I hope that actually made sense. But here we're not doing that as with this, just with a credit card and your business expense, because here we're just trying to learn the idea of controlling ourselves by not going crazy with purchases. And by the way, if you have problem of controlling yourself with shopping, you should never use credit cards to begin with at all. So this is only for those that actually can control themselves, that have control over their buying strategies and are making wise decisions. So practice with that. See how that worked for you, and see if you can use the bank money, and then in return come back and uh, and then pay it off without paying any interest. Make that money available, because you never know what might happen tomorrow. And if something happens tomorrow, you have access to your money, instead of you're constantly using your money as they come in, and by the end of the week or by the end of the month, whichever the situation is, you're kind of coming out and you're like, I am coming short. You want to actually learn to build up where you can start feeling great about it. Say, hey, I have some money in the bank. I am even though at the end of the day I might be at zero, but I'm borrowing money and I'm using somebody else's money, while kind of staying confident that I got some money in my bank. Hopefully that makes sense. And for some of you, it will be kind of a good idea to try that concept and see where this concept can take you, because I know some of you will come up with extra ideas what to do with those money. you know um, If you have a way to put it on the good interest, maybe, for those 20 days while you're using bank's money, you can have your money make some interest and actually make you some extra side money on the side as well. So this is just a easy concept. Now, for those of you that have a no interest cards, be careful. Don't, unless you have an emergency, pay off you every single month. Don't let it go where you stop paying for 2, 3, 4 months unless there's an emergency, because the most easiest way is to create a bad habit. Then it's really hard to break a bad habit, especially when it comes to the money. And this is not the purpose that I'm creating this video. I'm creating this video for you guys to be smart with your money and utilize somebody else's money for your benefit. So be blessed and be successful.